下面我们要讲罗马书第4章的第9到第12节。我先做一些名词方面的介绍，特别是第11节，这论到隔离的。隔离是记号 assign， 隔离是印证 a seal。 什么是记号 assign? Assign signifies that which is signified， 记号是有一个实体，记号要表明这个实体的 reality that which is signified。 而这里隔离要表达的就是因信称义 seal 印证。印证的意义就跟记号不完全一样，印证是为了证实 authenticate， 证明它的真实性，或者是保证它的真实性。It is authenticating and guaranteeing。 所以上帝透过隔离来表明记号表明他称亚伯拉罕为义，他也用隔离作为 seal 印证来向亚伯拉罕保证他所应许给亚伯拉罕的救恩，就是因信称义，包括万国都必因他得福。顺便一提，在哥罗西书第2章12和13节那里说到，我们既然受洗，或者当我们受洗的时候，就领受了一个不是人手所施行的隔离。所以呢，洗礼在新约圣经和隔离在旧约圣经呢，是不同时代的记号和印证。那我们改革中看，隔离和洗礼都是恩典之约里面的记号和印证。Signs and seals of the covenant of grace， 记号和印证。好，名词就说到这里，作为一个介绍而已。Romans 4:9 to 12， 罗马书第4章9到第12节。Is this blessing then pronounced upon the circumcision or upon the uncircumcision also? For we say, to Abraham his faith was reckoned for righteousness. How then was it reckoned? When he was in circumcision or in uncircumcision? Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision. And he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith which he had while he was in uncircumcision, that he might be the father of all them that believe, though they be in uncircumcision, that righteousness might be reckoned unto them, and the father of circumcision to them who not only are of the circumcision, but who also walk in the steps of that faith of our father Abraham, which he had in uncircumcision。 第4章9到第12节，我们读新译本。这样看来，那有福的人是指受隔离的呢，还是也指没有受隔离的呢？因为我们说亚伯拉罕的信算为他的义，那么是怎样算的呢？是在他受隔离以后呢，还是在他受隔离之前呢？不是在他受隔离以后，而是在他受了隔离以前，他领受了隔离的记号，作为他受隔离之前因信称义的印证，使他做所有没有受隔离而信之人的父，使他们也被算为义。又做受隔离之人的父，就是做那些不仅受隔离， 并且照着我们祖宗亚伯拉罕未受割礼时就信的那脚中而行之人的父。 Introduction 对第9节到第12节的引言。Verses 9 to 12 develops the argument derived from the consideration that Abraham had been justified before he was circumcised. 第9节到第12节发挥的一个论点，源自一个事实，就是亚伯拉罕是在受割礼之前被上帝称义的。Paul appeals to this fact. 保罗诉诸这件事实 to show that circumcision could have had no instrumentality in Abraham's justification. 为要证明割礼完全不是亚伯拉罕称义的方法或者手段 instrument. And therefore, that justification by faith is as relevant to those who are uncircumcised as to those who are circumcised. 因此，因信称义对未受割礼的人和受了割礼的人是同样的有关的。The historical fact that Abraham was justified long before he was circumcised lies on the face of the book of Genesis. 亚伯拉罕被称义是早在受割礼之前，这个历史事实是创世纪铭文记载的。The institution of circumcision we find in Genesis 17:10 to 13. 创世纪17章10到13节记载了上帝设立割礼。But the reference to Abraham's justification by faith is in Genesis 15:6. 可是呢，亚伯拉罕被称为义呢，因信称义呢，是记载在创世纪15章第6节。And at least 14 years elapsed between the events associated with the former and the time of the latter. 而这两件事情之间至少隔了14年。It may seem to us so obvious a lesson to be drawn from the history of Abraham that we deem it unnecessary to devote so much argumentation to it. 我们可能认为从亚伯拉罕的生命所学到的功课，这个功课是那么的明显，不必长篇大论。But it was an obvious lesson that the Jews had failed to learn. 可是呢，犹太人就是没有学好这个明显的功课。When we consider that Jewish tradition had interpreted the preeminence of Abraham and the distinctive privilege of the Jewish people as the descendants of Abraham to such an extent in terms of circumcision. 但是我们若考虑到犹太人的传统对亚伯拉罕的尊敬和对自己身为亚伯拉罕的后裔这个特权是如何的与割礼连在一起 and had associated blessedness in the present life and in that to come with circumcision, 并且把今生的福分跟来生的福分都和割礼连在一起的时候呢 we discover 我们就会明白 the pertinence of this argument to the demonstration which the apostle is presenting. 我们就会明白用这个论证用来证明保罗的要点是非常适切的。He shows from the record that the blessedness declared by David, contemplated as the epitome of felicity and divine favor, belongs to the uncircumcised as well as to the circumcised. 保罗从历史证明，大卫所宣告的福分，就是蒙福和上帝恩宠的高峰，就是罪的赦免呢，是属于未受割礼的人的，正如是属于受了割礼的人一样。It is when presented in this light that the obvious lesson of the history is perceived to counter Jewish distortion. 从这个角度来看，历史明显的教导就驳斥了，就推翻了犹太人的扭曲 的观念。Hence, the relevance and necessity of the argument. 因此，保罗这里的论证是相关的、必须的。Chapter 4, verses 9 to 10. 我们来到第9节跟第10节。When we read in verse 9, For we say, faith was reckoned to Abraham for righteousness, Paul is referring again to Genesis 15:6. 第9节，我们说亚伯拉罕的信心作为他的义。这里保罗再一次的指向创世纪第15章第6节。And the word we say, 我们说 is to be regarded as implying an assertion that will not of itself be questioned. It is an admitted fact. 就暗示着一个不被怀疑的宣称，这个是一个被承认的事实。The emphasis rests upon the faith of Abraham. 重点是放在亚伯拉罕的信心上。And as we found already, the whole statement, faith was reckoned to Abraham for righteousness, is equivalent to Abraham was justified by faith. 因亚伯拉罕的信心而算为他的义，就等于说亚伯拉罕是因信称义的。Having laid down this admitted premise, Paul proceeds to the question, which is pivotal at this point. How then was it reckoned? Verse 10. 承认了这个前提之后呢，保罗继续提出关键性的问题，是怎么样算的呢？他的信心算他的意思怎么样算的呢？第10节 ，the subject implied is faith。这里所暗示的主体不是主题啊，主体是信心。And the thought is, how was faith reckoned unto Abraham's justification? 信心是怎么算给亚伯拉罕，使他称义的呢？ The form of the question by means of how rather than when appears to have significance. 保罗问的是怎样如何，而不是问在什么时候的，这个有重要的意义。He is asking, as Meyer observes, under what circumstances as to status was Abraham justified by faith? 保罗在问这个问题，正如 Meyer 说，亚伯拉罕因信称义的时候，是在怎么样一种情况之下，或者说他当时的地位是什么？ Was it in the circumcision status or in the uncircumcision status? 当时的地位是受了割礼的呢，还是未受割礼的地位呢？ When he was in circumcision or in uncircumcision, verse 10, he is putting the question in its most pointed form. 保罗把这个问题问的极重要点的。For if it was in a state of circumcision, 因为假如是在已经受割礼的地位，亚伯拉罕的信心算为他的义， then the mere fact that Abraham was justified by faith would not have the same cogency in the present argument. 若是已经受了割礼的话呢，那么亚伯拉罕因信称义这个事实本身，在这个论据里的说服力就不够大了。It might still be objected. 有人可以反驳说 that circumcision was a determining factor. 割礼还是一个决定性的因素的。To say the least, it would be a circumstance. 至少是一个处境，一个的场合。And the legalist could still plead the necessity of this accompanying condition. 律法主义者仍然可以坚持必须还有割礼这个陪伴者，必须有这个陪伴者的条件。It is in this light that the precise form of the question and of the answer adds cogency to the argument. 从这个角度来看，保罗是怎么样问，怎么样答， 都为他的论证增加了说服力的。Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision is the apostle's answer. 使徒保罗的回答是，不是在已经受割礼的地位，乃是在未受割礼的地位。Hence, in the matter of justification and the matter of the faith that was unto justification, circumcision was no factor at all. 因此，在称义的事情上，还有在使人称义的信心这件事情上，割礼完全不是一个因素。Not even in the sense of a conditioning circumstance, 连作为一个影响称义的场合 circumstance 都不是。This is the force of the lesson which is derived from the sequence in the history of Abraham. 从亚伯兰生平学到的功课，这个意义就在此。It is more than the question of temporal sequence. 这里的功课不仅仅是在于时间上的先后次序。It is that circumcision had nothing whatsoever to do with Abraham's faith or justification. 我们要学到的功课是，割礼与亚伯兰信心完全无关，割礼与亚伯兰的称义也是完全无关的。Romans 4:11 and 12 第4章11、12节。And he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith which he had while he was in uncircumcision, that he might be the father of all them that believe, though they be in uncircumcision, that righteousness might be reckoned unto them, and the father of circumcision to them who not only are of the circumcision, but who also walk in the steps of that faith of our father Abraham, which he had in uncircumcision. 第11和12节，他领受了割礼为记号，做他受割礼之前因信称义的印证，使他做所有没有受割礼而信之人的父，使他们也被算为义；又做受割礼之人的父，就是做那些不仅受割礼，并且照着我们祖宗亚伯拉罕未受割礼时就信的那脚中而行之人的父。At verse 11, Paul does define for us, however, the relation of circumcision to Abraham's faith. 可是到了第11节，保罗的确的告诉我们，割礼和亚伯拉罕的信心的关系是什么。Although circumcision contributed in no way to the exercise of faith, nor to the justification through faith. 是的，虽然割礼在亚伯拉罕信心上完全没有做出任何的贡献，在亚伯拉罕的称义上也完全没有做任何的贡献。For the simple reason that it did not yet exist. 原因很简单，割礼当时还没有存在，还没有发生过。Yet, circumcision did sustain a relationship to faith. 可是呢，割礼与信心是有关系的。Circumcision, he insists, was not a purely secular rite or merely a mark of racial identity. 保罗坚持，割礼不仅仅是一个世俗的仪式，不是仅仅一个民族身份的记号。我顺便讲一句，这里穆里在这么早的时候写罗马人书注释1959年呢，没有想到好几十年之后呢，保罗新冠就是要讲这个民族的记号，这种的理解。The meaning is it possessed was one related to faith. 割礼的意义是与信心有关的。Paul did not make the capital mistake of thinking that because it had no efficiency in creating faith or the blessedness attendant upon faith, it had therefore no religious significance or value. 保罗没有错误的认为，因为割礼在于产生信心上没有贡献， 在带来称义上没有贡献，所以呢，革礼在宗教信仰上就没有意义，没有价值了。保罗没有做这个错误的推论的。Its significance, he shows, was derived from its relation to faith and the righteousness of faith. 保罗指出，革礼的意义源自革礼与信心的关系，革礼与因信称义的关系的。第11节 verse 11 And he, Abraham, received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith which he had in uncircumcision. 他领受了革礼为记号，做他受革礼之前因信称义的印证。In a word, it signified and sealed his faith. 简言之，革礼是亚伯兰信心的记号，革礼也是亚伯拉罕信心的印证 seal. This relationship of circumcision to faith adds to the argument of the apostle. 革礼和信心的这个关系呢，是有助于保罗的论证的。For if circumcision signified faith, the faith must be conceived of as existing prior to the signification given. 因为革礼假如是信心的记号呢，那么我们必须认为信心是在这个记号所赐下之前就存在的。And in a way still more apparent, 还有更加的明显的是 a seal or authentication presupposes the existence of a thing sealed. 一个印证的存在是先假设了这个被印证的事情是已经存在的 and the seal does not add to the content of the thing sealed. 这个印证呢，没有在这个被印证的事情的意义上增加什么内容的。就是说这革礼是信心的印证，那就是说信心已经存在了。这个印证没有在信心跟因信称义上加什么意义，它是个印证。It is usual to discover a distinction between a sign and a seal. 一般来说，记号和印证是有所区别的。A sign points to the existence of that which it signifies. 记号是指向某一个它要表征的事物的 ，whereas a seal， 那么印证呢 ，authenticates, confirms， 印证是要证实，是要肯定 ，and guarantees the genuineness of that which is sealed or signified. 这个印证是要证实、肯定、保证这个事物的真实性 genuineness. This distinction was no doubt intended by the apostle. 毫无疑问，保罗的心意是要做这方面的区别的。The seal is more than definitive of that in which the sign consisted. It adds the thought of authentication. 印证就不仅仅是为这件事情设定它的意义，印证是还要证实它的真实性的。And a seal is that which God himself appended. 上帝是亲自加上这个印证，这个革礼 to assure Abraham that the faith he exercised in God's promise was accepted by God. 为了要向亚伯拉罕保证他向上帝所发出的信心被上帝接纳了 to the end of fulfilling to Abraham the promise which he believed. 目的就是上帝必要实现亚伯拉罕所相信的应许的。In Genesis 17:10 to 14, 在创世纪17章10到14节 circumcision is clearly stated to be the sign of the covenant. 很清楚的说明革礼是约的记号 There is no incompatibility. 没有什么不相配的。As the sign and seal of the covenant, it was also the seal of that faith and of the justification by faith, apart from which the covenant is meaningless. 割礼作为约的记号和约的印证，也是信心和因信称义的记号和印证的。因为若没有信心，若没有因信称义，约是毫无意义的。换言之，上帝在旧约拯救亚伯拉罕的救法，就是透过这个约白白的恩典。割礼这个记号和印证是要表征，要向亚伯拉罕保证这个恩典的上帝的恩典所赐的救恩或者称义。The promise of Genesis 15 verses 4 to 5, to which the faith of Abraham mentioned in Genesis 15:6 was directed, and for the fulfillment of which Abraham trusted in the Lord, were essentially the same promises as were embodied in and confirmed by the covenant of Genesis 17:2 to 14. Refer to Genesis 15:4 and 5 with Genesis 17:2 and 4. 在创世纪15章第6节，亚伯拉罕的信心的对象是上帝的应许。这个在创世纪15章第4到第5节说出的，亚伯拉罕信靠耶和华必定会实现这些应许的。创世纪17章2到14节，这个约所体现的应许，这个约所肯定的应许，和第15章4到4节、4到5节实质上是相同的，就是同样的应许。We must regard Genesis 12:1 to 3, 15:4 to 6, and 18 and 21, and 17:1 to 21 as the unified, though progressive unfolding to Abraham of God's covenant grace and purpose. 我们必须看创世纪12章1到3节，创世纪的第15章4到6节、18节、21节，还有创世纪17章1到21节、12、15、17章，是渐进的向亚伯拉罕展示了、启示了一个统一的启示，就是上帝圣约的计划和他的恩典的。The unified, though progressive unfolding to Abraham of God's covenant grace and covenant purpose. And the faith of Abraham registered in all these instances is the same faith, responding with enlarged understanding and devotion to the progressive disclosures of God's purpose. 亚伯拉罕在这几次场合所表现的信心，都是向上帝计划渐进的启示的回应。不过呢，启示越来越明白的时候呢，亚伯拉罕就越来越尽心的信靠。再来哈，12、15、17，这3章的应许是同一个约，上帝是一步一步的渐进的启示了这整个约的内容，就是上帝白白的恩典，使亚伯拉罕因信称义。We cannot think of these covenant disclosures in abstraction from the faith elicited by them. 上帝这几次的圣约的启示，不能与这些启示在亚伯拉罕心中所引发的信心抽离。约的启示跟信心不能分开的。Nor can we think of the faith in abstraction from the disclosures of promise and purpose to which the faith of Abraham was directed. 而亚伯拉罕的信心呢，也不可以与这些启示的应许和计划抽离的。这些的应许和计划正是亚伯拉罕信心的对象。好，我解释一下上帝向亚伯拉罕所立的约， 和上帝430年之后与摩西以色列人的约是同一个约。不过上帝在旧约的启示是一步一步的，亚伯拉罕、摩西、约书亚、大卫跟所罗门，最后到了新约耶稣基督。上帝向亚伯拉罕所立的约的内容就是白白的恩典，白白的救恩。创世纪15章第6节是这样来讲这个白白的救恩的，就是上帝把亚伯拉罕信心算为他的义。这个白白的救恩，特别是透过应许赐给亚伯拉罕的。创世纪12章1到3节，上帝给亚伯拉罕4个应许：第一，我必赐福给你；二，我指定一块地要给你的；三，你的后裔必成为大国；第四，地上万国万族都必因你，就是你的后裔得福的。15章有更多的应许，17章把这些应许用一个仪式，15、17章都是用仪式来表达上帝的应许必定会实现的。我再说，上帝的恩典是透过应许表达出来，同时上帝吩咐亚伯拉罕做一些的事情的。应许和吩咐，白白的恩典和吩咐，亚伯拉罕回应，每一次回应上帝的12、15、17还有后面的多次的赐下这个应许，亚伯拉罕每一次对约的理解越来越扩大，他每一次用同一个信心来回应，不过信心就越来越专心，他对神的热心就越来越强烈。到了摩西时期430年之后呢，摩西的约没有废弃上帝给亚伯拉罕的约，特别是约里面的应许的。那这个白白的恩典就是因信称义呢，用隔离这个记号印证来做一个我说视听教材 audiovisual aid 一个记号和印证。到了摩西时期呢，很明显的还有逾越节。到了新约，我们有洗礼和圣餐，同一个约，同一个救法。上帝在亚伯兰时期、摩西时期、大卫、所罗门时期，跟我们今天新约时期救罪人的方法是一样的，白白的将义归算给我们，称我们为义，背后的功劳就是耶稣基督的顺服所赚来的义。新约是如此，旧约也是如此的。不过在亚伯兰时期，上帝向他的启示有多次这个渐进的启示是统一的。整本圣经不同的时期，上帝向亚当，你从头开始算，亚当、挪亚、亚伯兰、以撒、雅各、摩西、约书亚、大卫、所罗门、耶稣基督，是一个的计划。从旧到新约，上帝都是白白的使人因信称义的。所以呢，亚伯拉罕的信心是对约的回应，对约里面的应许的回应，对约里面的吩咐的回应。这个就表示我们今天的信心呢，是信上帝，信上帝的应许，信上帝的恩典，信上帝的计划。所以我们的信心不能够乱的随便的信我信明天不会下雨，那这个不是信心，这个是猜测我信我一定考试成功的，这个是一厢情愿。因为这些不是圣经里面上帝所应许的所以我们不能吩咐上帝做事，不能够宣告上帝要做什么。信心是回应上帝已经给我的应许的所以信心，亚伯拉罕的信心，他这个作为我们模范的信心呢，是直接针对上帝所讲的，你用一个信靠来回应。It is the impossibility of abstraction that renders harmonious the two facts that circumcision was both a seal of the covenant and a seal of faith. 就是因为约和信心不可能被分开，不可能抽离，所以割礼作为约的印证，割礼作为信心的印证， 这两件事情是没有矛盾的。再来好，割礼是信心的印证，割礼是约的印证，这个约里面就是讲恩典讲信心的。为什么会有矛盾呢？除非你认为割礼是信心的印证很好，割礼是约的印证这跟我没有关系，因为这个是旧约不是的旧约的约就是讲因信称义的，割礼是约的记号和印证，割礼是信心的记号和印证。The latter part of verse 11 and verse 12 are a unit, defining the purpose served by the two salient facts mentioned in the first part of verse 11. 第11节下和第12节是一个单元，说明第11节上所提到的两件相关事实的目的。These two facts are 这两件事实分别是 Number one, that Abraham did receive the sign of circumcision. 第一，亚伯拉罕的确领受了割礼这个记号。And number two, 还有第二 that this is a seal of the faith he had before he was circumcised. 这个割礼就是亚伯拉罕受割礼之前就有的这个信心的印证。Both considerations are relevant. 我们必须要考虑这两方面都和保罗的论证相关的。The significance of circumcision as the seal of faith is not to be discounted. 割礼作为信心的印证的重要性不可忽略。And yet the other fact that the faith it sealed was exercised in its uncircumcised status must also be appreciated. 同时我们必须体会这个事实，割礼所印证的信心，这个信心是在未受割礼的地位中就产生的。What then is the purpose contemplated? 那么割礼的目的是什么呢？ The apostle first reflects on the purpose served by the second fact, and this is stated in the latter part of verse 11. 保罗首先说明第11节下所提出的第二件事实的目的。The purpose is 这个目的就是 that Abraham might be the father of all who believe, though uncircumcised. 目的就是好叫亚伯拉罕成为那些所有没有受割礼而信的人的父。That is of all uncircumcised believers. 就是说要做所有未受割礼的信徒们之父。And that since Abraham is the father of all such, the righteousness which was imputed to Abraham will be imputed to them also. 而因为亚伯拉罕是这些未受割礼而信的人之父，所以呢，上帝归算给亚伯拉罕的义，也必归算给这些人，这些未受割礼而信的人的。All such believers, irrespective of circumcision, will enjoy the same justification before God that Abraham enjoyed. 所有这些的信徒，不论受了割礼或者没有，都享受到亚伯拉罕所享受的，就是在上帝面前称义。In verse 12, 到了第12节 Paul defines the purpose of the other fact, that Abraham received the seal of circumcision. 保罗就指出另外一件事情的目的，就是亚伯拉罕领受了割礼这个印证的目的。And it is to reflect that 这个目的就是 that Abraham might be the father of circumcised persons also, as well as of the uncircumcised. 这个意思就是亚伯拉罕好叫他也做那些受了割礼之人的父，不单单做那些没有受割礼之人的父。Wow. On the one hand, the fact of being uncircumcised is no obstacle to faith and to the justification that is by faith. 虽然未受割礼在信心上不会造成障碍，在因信称义上也不会作为任何的障碍。No hindrance to our being children of Abraham. 未受割礼不会拦阻我们成为亚伯拉罕的后裔的。Yet on the other hand, 但是从另外角度来看， we must not suppose that circumcision is a liability. 我们也不可以认为割礼是有害处的。The apostle is jealous to guard against any such inference. 保罗坚决地提防这个错误的推论。The case of the Jews is not prejudiced by the fact of circumcision. 犹太人的地位没有因为割礼而受到什么负面的影响。Hence he says, the father of circumcision, verse 12. 因此，保罗说也做受割礼之人的父。第12节道。But it is equally necessary to insist. 但是同时，我们必须要坚持说 that it is not the fact of circumcision that makes children of Abraham. 不是受了割礼这件事实使人成为亚伯拉罕的后裔的或者子孙的。And so he adds, 所以保罗呢加上一句话说 To those who are not of circumcision only, but who also walk in the steps of the faith in uncircumcision of our father Abraham. 就是对那些不但受割礼，而且随从他们祖宗亚伯拉罕的脚中行的，就是效法亚伯拉罕未受割礼之前的信心。对这些人呢，亚伯拉罕也是这些人的祖宗，或者是他们的父亲。Circumcision is no obstacle. 割礼不是一个障碍。Yet it is not the determining factor. 可是割礼不是那个决定性的因素的。It is the other feature that must be coordinated with it, namely, to follow the example of Abraham's faith. 另外一个特点才是重要的，就是说要跟随亚伯拉罕信心的脚踪而行。The expressions used to describe this factor are to be noted. 我们必须要注意到保罗用怎么样的表述来描写这个因素。To walk in the steps, 随从脚踪 is to march in file, 就是排着队伍来前行。Abraham is conceived of as a leader of the band. 亚伯拉罕是队伍的领袖。And we walk not abreast, but in file. 我们不是并肩走，而是跟在亚伯拉罕后面走。Following in the footprints left by Abraham, 走在他的脚印中。And it is the steps of Abraham's uncircumcision faith, a faith that receives no conditioning or efficacy from the fact of circumcision. 这个脚踪就是亚伯拉罕的未受割礼之前的信心。这个信心呢，从割礼没有受到任何的影响，割礼也不在这个信心上不会生什么效用的。Circumcision is not an excluding factor, and neither is it a contributing factor. 割礼不是一个排除一个人的因素，但是它也没有任何的贡献，它不是功劳。To that by which we become the children of Abraham. 割礼没有排除我们成为亚伯拉罕的后裔。割礼也没有做出任何的贡献，因为他没有功劳使我们成为亚伯拉罕的后裔的。All who are of faith, these are the sons of Abraham. Galatians 3:7. 所有有信心的人，这些人就是亚伯拉罕的后裔的。加拉太书3章第7节。It is the identity of faith that is in view when believers are said to be the sons of Abraham. 当圣经说信徒们就是亚伯拉罕的后裔的时候，是指他们有信心的这个身份。Just as identity of mode of dwelling when Jabal is called the father of all such as dwell in tents and so on. 就等于创世纪第4章第20跟第21节讲到，所有住帐篷的人就是亚巴的人的后代等等，那里是指后代。让我做一个简单的解释efficacy 有效 ，OK， 这个字会常常出现的有效性。God effectually calls us， 上帝有效的呼召我们，有效的恩召。Faith is effectual unto justification， 信心是有效的，使人称义的。 God effectually will realize his promises. 上帝大能有效的会实现他的应许的 effectual efficacy 有效性。It means the effect will happen， 就是这个效果会成就的，会来的，会实现的。这个效果会实现的，这个结果一定会发生的，是这个意思。所以呢，在神学上我们讲有效的恩召，这 effectual call 到了第9章，保罗会提到的呼召的事情。The end of verses 9 to 12，罗马书第4章9到12节结束。这里讲的是信心，信心的相反是行为。但是假如我们建立一个更完整的系统神学，不仅仅是在讲第4章的话呢，我们就会说称义的根据是恩典，人为的宗教的根据是行为。恩典特别用应许来表达，在旧约时期，这个恩典和应许还有一些外表的记号和印证的，有应许，有记号印证，接着信心领受。人为的宗教是靠行为表达出来的，是各种不同的好行为，守律法、守圣礼、忙碌的侍奉等等。那么在罗马书第4章呢，信心就算为亚伯兰的义。为什么呢？因为亚伯兰的信心是信基督的义，亚伯兰的信心是有效的，使他称义，因为他信心的对象是上帝，是叫人复活的、使人复活的上帝。简单的说，是基督所成就的义，基督所成就的救恩。所以这个信心是有效的，信心是没有功劳的。这边好行为、守律法是没有功劳的，信心也没有功劳的。功劳在基督，在恩典这边。Okay? 所以耶稣基督成就了救赎大功 accomplished salvation， 大能有效的成就了救赎。Christ accomplished salvation effectually, efficaciously。信心大能有效的是亚伯兰称义，因为信心的对象是上帝，是耶稣基督。亚伯兰信神，亚伯兰信神的应许，所以神把他的信又归回给他作为他的义，不是因为他的信心有什么功劳，是因为他信的是神，是那位能叫死人复活的神简单的说，是那位有一天要差遣耶稣基督来到世界上的那个神。所以信心的功劳或者它的有效性是在它的对象。同样的，我们的祷告的有效性是在于神他的主权、他的恩典、他的计划、他的旨意，不在乎我们。我们的信心、我们的祷告是没有功劳的。它假如带来什么功效的话，完全是因为上帝的主权、上帝的计划、上帝的恩典、上帝的儿子。好，我们祷告结束。天父，感谢你给我们看到罗马书第4章很多奇妙的真理给我们看到保罗很详细的讲出没有人可以靠行为称义又从亚伯拉罕跟大卫的例子给我们看到我们完全是靠你的恩典白白的，你赦免我们的罪，不把我们的罪归给我们，还要把基督的义归上给我们感谢主给我们看到信心这条路，这个救法是多么的荣耀。继续的是给我们的恩典来细读你自己的话语。感谢主，奉耶稣基督圣名求，阿们。星期六。